everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me in another journey. I want to really get busy doing this. So, I thought I would try something different for me in any case. I'm going to try a feathery fingerling sort of effect here. I've already prepped this 18 by 24 1.5 deep gallery canvas, and I just did half in a black Nick Pro Ready Pour. Just brushed that on there as well as on the sides. I also did a soft white Nick Pro. Did that on this side as well. I don't really want to add any extra colors to the or affect that composition on the outer parts. I wanted to keep that even though some of the black is shining through here or is visible through here. I'm hoping it works out. I do want to go for some negative space. I'm not really sure if it's going to work out. So my thought is to start it at an angle rather than do a feathery effect straight down. I would go on the diagonal rather than vertical or horizontal. So let me take you through my color palette. I'm using a Nick Pro metallic pearl that I actually combined with some pearlescent to make it a little bit thicker, and it's actually a little too thick, so I'm going to stir it up just a little bit. How's everyone doing today? It is spring. The crocus, daffodils, some tulips are starting to uh, blossom. I love that. Cherry blossoms on the trees are so pretty. The birds are extremely active. We have summer doves outside. Um, on our deck. They like it there. I don't know. I guess they like the sunshine, basking in the sunshine as much as we do, or on the grass, on the dock. Yes, we are on the water, so we see a lot of those. The swans are with their little singets, making themselves known. Really glorious, glorious bird. And when they take off in flight, the sound is just, it's just breathtaking. Uh, we're told, or I've read, that you really shouldn't feed the ducks and the geese. We have those as well. Any bread because it does something to the digestive system, and so maybe just giving them fresh vegetables. I think nuts, um, but not bread or breadcrumbs, that kind of thing. I don't know. As I said, I just read up on it, so we don't do that anymore. Though when they see us out there, whether it's the osprey or seagull, magpies as well, as I said, the ducks and the geese, they all kind of gather around saying, "Ooh, I wonder if we're going to get fed today." All right, so I've mixed this, get it a little bit thinner. I'm also going to be using a little bit of satin enamel that I mixed again with some pearlescent, some Liquitex. All of the paints actually do have a little bit, a splash of Liquitex in them, and water for the most part. I did not use flute roll because I did not want the colors to become muted, and the white doesn't really make that much of a difference. But I did, this is a Nick Pro Ready Pour white, but it was a little too thin for this type of pour that, or this effect that I'm going for in my composition. So I made it a little bit thicker using some pearlescent paint and hoping that works out. I'm also using a metallic um, Nick Pro that was a little too thin for me, as I said, for this pour that I want to do, but I think it's a little too thick. It's been sitting around for a little bit, and the paint has a tendency to thicken up as it sits, and I do want it on the thicker side um, for this pour. I tend to have my paints on the thicker side if I'm doing a ring pour, for example, or in this case, just a straight pour using a 3-sectioned cup for this feather effect that I'm hoping to get in my composition. I make them thinner if I'm doing a blowout. Depending on the paint, sometimes I do leave them a little bit thicker, like warm honey. But for the most part, in blowouts, they're a little bit thinner. I prefer them that way. There are quite a few different artists who have some wonderful, wonderful compositions, far, far better than mine. But I'm a work in progress. I'm learning each and every day, and I appreciate all of the feedback. So a shout out to my subscribers. Uh, Love the comments. As I said, the feedback helps me to grow and to improve upon what I'm working on at any given time. I'm also using a satin enamel, and this is a metallic sapphire blue, and it was actually a little bit deceiving because I thought it would be a little bit more shiny or shimmery, but I thought I would go with it. I think that when it meets up with the metallic from the metallic silver and perhaps that white with a pearlescent, it will shine through a little bit more. So in the satin enamel, I added Liquitex, a few splashes, and I added water. I did not want a little bit of pearlescent. The pearlescent is great to use in the translucent paints if you're mixing those up, and you can use it in opaques as well. But I didn't know the pearlescent doesn't really soften or change the hue, the tone of a particular color. So I do use it quite often, and I use it in the satin enamel paint. I'm also using a Nick Pro metallic, or actually, no, it's not metallic. This is a Nick Pro Ready Pour Violet. And again, I did mix in just a couple of tablespoons actually of pearlescent just to get it again on the thicker side for this pour. And then I want to use a little bit of a satin enamel. Love this rich color, this metallic, almost emerald color. I don't want to overpower it. It's a metallic green. I don't know if you can see that. It's so rich. And again, I did a little bit on the thicker side. I'm not going to use as much of the green as I am of the other colors. I don't want it to take over and overpower the blue and the violet. So I'm hoping it works out. Again, I've put this at an angle, and I want to start the pour here once I get my cup filled and have it run down. And again, it's not my intention to tilt it because I don't want to warp the feathers, but we'll see how it goes. So I want to start off just by layering my cup and get the music on.
I think it's coming, the time is near. Can you hear it? The sky is falling, it's dangerous, coming for us. I've got a feeling. I just need to know if you'll be the one to hold me close. If this were the end of our love, would you still be there when the world falls apart? Would you find me? The stars burning out and the sun's disappearing. Would I be the one that you call at the end of it all? The end of it all. Hold for dear life. Yeah, the days turn to night. If you were by my side, it's not as cold to live or die. Would you leave me lonely? Be the one to hold me. If this were the end of our love, would you
cup, and the center has just that white, and I did a very small layer of the cloud mixture in that center, which is the largest. I'm hoping the white doesn't overtake everything, but I think the other colors are so powerful that it actually may work. And then I layered this side with the white, the violet, white again, blue, white, blue, and then a little bit of white on top. And this side, I'm going to try to do this carefully. I did the silver, white, and green, and I layered that in there as well. So I want to start on this corner and hopefully have it flow down to there. So let's get busy.
I think it's coming, the time is near. Can't you hear it? The sky is falling, it's dangerous, coming for us. I've got a feeling. I just need to know if you'll be the one to hold me close. If this were the end of our love, would you still be there when the world falls apart? Would you find me? The stars burning out and the sun's disappearing. Would I be the one that you call at the end of it all? The end of it all. Hold for dear life. Yeah, the days turn to night. If you were by my side.
Tilt it a little bit. Wasn't going to, but I think it will be okay. Let me know what you think. Again, just thinking out of the box, trying something new. I want to expand it a little bit. Just put it down and step back. It's a lot of beautiful paint over here, actually. Let me try to get it off to the side if I can. All right, so I have a lot of paint over here and I want to try something. I know I said I wasn't going to distort this in any way, and for the most part I don't. I'm going to let that sit and see what happens, but I'm going to scoop up the paint, excess paint that is here. And I think I want to just add it here, just transferring, since there is so much paint. I'm going to go in again, scoop up some more of my paint and transfer it onto the canvas.
I think it's coming, the time is near. Can't you hear it? if you'll be the one to hold me close. If this were the end of our love, would you still be there when the world falls apart? Would you find me? The stars burning out and the sun's disappearing. Would I be the one that you call at the end of it all? The end of it all. Hold for dear life. Yeah, the days turn to night. If you were by my side, it's not as cold to live or die. Would you leave me lonely? Be the one to hold me. If this were the end of our love, would you still be there when the world falls apart? Would you find me? The stars burning out and the sun's disappearing. Would I be the one that you call at the end of it all? The end of it all. The end of it all. The end of it all. If this were the end.
Love what it's doing here. It's just so pretty. Okay, I'm going to try to scoop up some more of this paint. A lot more than I thought.
I think it's coming, the time is near. Can't you hear it? The sky is falling, it's dangerous, coming for us. I've got a feeling. I just need to know if you'll be the one to hold me close. If this were the end of our love, would you still be there when the world falls apart? Would you find me? The stars burning out and the sun's disappearing. Would I be the one that you call at the end of it all? The end of it all. Hold for dear life. Yeah, the days turn to night. If you were by my side, it's not as cold to live or die. Would you leave me lonely? Be the one to hold me. If this were the end of our love, would you still be there when the world falls apart? Would you find me? The stars burning out and the sun's disappearing. Would I be the one that you call at the end of it all? would you still be there when the world falls apart? Would you find me? If this were the end of our love, would you still be there when the world falls apart? Would you find me? The stars burning out and the sun's disappearing. Would I be the one that you call at the end of it all? I think it's coming, the time is near. Can't you hear it? The sky is falling, it's dangerous, coming for us. I've got a feeling. I just need to know if you'll be the one to hold me close. If this were the end of our love, would you still be there when the world falls apart? Would you find me? The stars burning out and the sun's disappearing. Would I be the one that you call at the end of?
Moving my palette knife with that excess paint and then drawing it out and then going back over it, it's creating um, depth and dimension here. So I'm liking that effect. Just trying to pull all those colors in together. It's all the colors that are in here are on the outer part, on the perimeter, but I thought I had just tapered off on that green because I did think it was so bold that it would take over, and it did, but I think it will be okay if I just modify it a little bit. I don't want to deconstruct. If you've watched, you know I have a tendency to do that. I did not want to do that here, but I need to do something to make that center, at least where the green is, a little bit more cohesive, or just kind of giving more balance to this composition. I'm not really sure. Let me know what you think. I love the transfer, and I think I'm going to do, actually, that's what I can do with the paint drippings when I'm not letting them dry and creating magnets and such, but maybe using them to create this transfer effect. I'm really, really liking that. All right, so I want to lift this up and put it up on here and just make sure it's still in focus so you can see what out of the box thinking will look like as I continue on. I may have to go back and revisit the sides here, but for now, I just want to step back and see what's going on. All right, so I don't know if this is coming through as muddied, but it's actually not. There's a real beautiful flow from here to that side. But again, this part is really screaming out. The side is really pretty where the lines, that linear effect continues on, and that is really, really pretty. But once again, that green, as I said, just overtook it. I do love how the lavender became, or the violet became so soft when it mixed with the white and perhaps some of that cloud. This is actually really, really pretty, almost steps and then a break, and then just a dip, almost like um, a bird, because here are the wings and then the bird's body in the center. So it's really, really pretty and unique. But once again, I'm not really sure if I'm liking all of this effect in here, and I don't know if I want to just leave or add some touches to it. It's very abstract, and I think I'm going to torch it and leave it. Let me know what you think.
I think it's coming, the time is near. Can you hear it? The sky is falling, it's dangerous, coming for us. I've
I
got.
want to take you in for a close-up so you can see what's going on here. So, do you see some feathering and some fingerlings? I thought it would be more feathery, but I think it worked out. But again, I'm not really sure if that green is just so overpowering that it takes away from what's going on around it, or if it's just adding to the dimension of I don't know, feathery feel. Love this piece that is just so pretty with the feathers and the lavender and the blue peeking through, as well as the silver. And there's some hint of blue being picked up in the or on the left part of that wing. So that's rather pretty. This is really, really pretty. It's not muddied at all. And at a distance through the camera lens, it looked like it was, but it really isn't. So I'm really liking that abstract feel, and I definitely want to do a transfer again. Love the way that turned out. This ribbon effect, curled ribbon, really pretty. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, hit that like button. Greatly appreciated. Be good to one another and yourselves.
I think it's coming.